and welcome back, or welcome to my YouTube channel. I know, it looks like the 4th of July just threw up all over my face, and pretty much my entire outfit really. I wanted to post another 4th of July themed video for the 4th of July, on the 4th of July. So, today, I'm doing another things that happen on blank to blank. So, I did things that happened on Thanksgiving. It's been a while. I can't remember when it was, but it was during Thanksgiving sometime. And here we are. I'm doing a things that happen on the 4th of July. If you are new here, please be sure to subscribe. And yeah, let's get into it. So, on Independence Day, a lot of things do happen. There's a lot of stuff that goes on everywhere, especially with fireworks. It's mostly because of fireworks. Let's just admit it, it's mostly because of fireworks. This, as well as many others, is gonna be something that in the moment really irritates you or scares you, whichever it is for you. But looking back, it's kind of funny. Getting a poppet thrown in your direction and or popped in your ear. This has happened to me before. My friends will tease me on the 4th of July. Looking back on I'm not super irritated looking back on it, but it was kind of funny. I feel like boys are mostly the ones who will do this because boys are sort of obnoxious. I can't remember how many times this has happened to me, but yeah, I've had a poppet thrown my direction. Oh my gosh, just the other day, my dad had some poppets, and he apparently taped poppets to the bottom of our toilet seat. And my mom goes to the bathroom, and all of a sudden you hear pop, 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 and she shrieks. It was kind of funny, but that stuff has happened to me before though. Somebody has thrown a poppet at me or snapped it in my ear, and it scares the bejeebers out of me. And I get so mad at the person, and then looking back, I'm like, that was kind of funny. So on the 4th of July, people typically there we go. People typically bring food and treats and just all sorts of junk food to snack on because it's a holiday. Come on. It's an excuse to snack. So because you got junk food there, you've got your regular food, and then you've got your treats and all. Those are all in the same category. You see the food and you're like, I want it, I want it. So you start eating it, and you decide to grab another, and another, and another, because hey, it's the 4th of July. The next thing you know, you're stuffed. You are stuffed. And it's right before dinner time too. Maybe I'm the only one that this happens to, but I remember last year on the 4th of July, maybe it wasn't last year, but previous years, I have eaten a bunch of food, and I'm just hungry enough to start eating dinner, but I'm not as hungry as I could be. So at any 4th of July party, I feel like there's always one person who jumps at early fireworks. Hear a firework go off, and if it's really close to the place that you're at, like a house, then it's really loud, right? So there's always that one person who is easily startled, and they hear the firework go off, and they're like, and then they realize it's a firework. Yeah, I've kind of been that person before. I hear the firework go off. I know it's the 4th of July, right? But I still hear it go off, and I shriek because it's so loud. And then everybody's like, gee whiz, Madison, no reason for you to yell. Cutting it a little too close between lighting the firework and then running away the other direction. This happens to a lot of people on the 4th of July. It's happened to me before, and I scared my dad whenever it happened. I think it was one of the first times that I was allowed to light a firework by myself. He was standing right there, and I didn't get out of the way as fast as he wanted me to. And he starts yelling at me to turn around and go. And I think he pushed me out of the way of the firework or something. It didn't cause anything disastrous, basically. But yeah, I've seen plenty of people do this. Cause we just have to have the timing perfect sometimes, cause you've got that fuse, and granted the fuse isn't short, it's still, fire on a fuse burns pretty quickly, and it takes a couple of seconds to run off, and in those few seconds, the fuse blows, and the firework goes, and as the firework's going up, of course it goes straight up, but it goes straight up, and it's like this little ball of fire. This one has me dead. I remember writing it down. It still has me dead. Having a haywire firework that nearly set something on fire. This has happened a couple of times to me. This has happened a couple of times to me. I don't remember what exact years it was. Well, actually, one of them I do remember because it was like literally last year. And I've heard stories about it too. Where you light the firework and everything goes as planned at first. The fuse starts to trickle down to the very, to a bud basically. And then the firework shoots off. But it doesn't shoot off the normal way. It goes, and you're standing there freaking out because you see it going all over the place. It hits a tree, it hits somebody's driveway, it hits a car maybe, I don't know, it depends on where you're shooting them off. Or it just goes completely the wrong direction. I only gave that first example because I remember it happening last year. Firework just can't stay in control. It was a poorly designed firework, and it scares everybody to bits. And this is one of those that, looking back on it, it's kind of funny. This one is so annoying. So you go to light a firework, expecting it to go off, right? The fuse goes, but nothing pops. Nothing pops. At all. In the back of your head, you're thinking, it's got a delay, it's gonna go off in a few seconds, and if I go up there right now, I'm gonna get something burned off of me. But nope, it's just a dud. It's not gonna go off, and it's just gonna be boring, and you spent who knows how much money on that one specific firework. And fireworks are expensive, you guys. Like, if you've ever been to a fireworks stand and looked at the prices, they are expensive just for 2 fireworks stuff. It rains on the 4th of July. Raise your hand if this has ever happened to you yet. At all. No? Just me? Okay. You're always looking at the weather forecast just a couple of days leading up to the 4th of July, checking to make sure that the weather's going to be all great, trying to figure out some way to get those fireworks to light up without being rained on. Then, it just rains on the 4th of July. It rains on the 4th of July, it rains whenever you're shooting off the fireworks, and they're not as great as they could be, honestly. I remember there was one year where I was at somebody's house celebrating the 4th of July. It started raining, like, completely clear skies all day. I don't recall there being any chance of rain. Wait, no. I think I remember my dad saying that there was a chance of rain, but they weren't too sure about it. So, most of the day it's sunny. Then, towards the evening, it starts to get a little cloudy, so we're like, it's been sunny for most of the day. It's not a big deal. At least that's what I was thinking. Just as you start lighting off the fireworks, the rain kicks in. Not a downpour, just a drizzle. And then it starts to come down a little bit harder. That one isn't so funny whenever you look back on it. You're like, that was kind of boring. Number 8. Oh my gosh, this one is so painful. Firework debris falling in your eyes and on you. Like firework debris falling on people. This happened last year. It's never happened to me before until last year. Gotten fireworks from a different fireworks stand. Every few fireworks, there was just a bunch of debris falling from the sky after it got shot off. Staring up in the sky, looking at the masterpiece, and then all of a sudden you start getting grains falling in your eye. For me, they didn't fall directly in my eye at first. After a couple of fireworks, I finally got one in my eye, and oh my gosh, it hurts. You do not want to get fireworks debris in your eye. And this last one, the firework reignites. I'm pretty sure this has happened to all of us. You light the firework. Some of us just put them in a bin. Put it in a bin, and all of a sudden, it's going off again. There's sparks flying everywhere inside this little bin, and it's crazy. I'm saying this because it happened last year. We had a lot of interesting stuff going on with fireworks last year. After that firework went haywire, we put all of the fireworks into this bin. Towards the end of the whole fireworks show, all of a sudden, we hear a firework going off again, and we see the sparks and lights and all going off inside the bin, and we're like, okay, so I recognize that this may have been a rather dramatic video, That was not the purpose. I'm just trying to be funny here, tell funny stories, talk with you guys about stuff that tends to happen on the 4th of July, and kind of put a funny twist on it and share some stories at the same time. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys have an awesome 4th of July. Shoot off as many fireworks as you possibly can. So if you did enjoy, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you have not done so yet, please subscribe, especially after this video. So, yeah. Alright, you guys, I'm gonna go off and celebrate my 4th of July.